Jim, I know you were on the WCW booking committee in February of 1990 when Sting blew out his knee. Was the original plan for him to beat Ric Flair for the championship at Wrestle War 90? And if so, what were the long-term booking ideas for a champion Sting and a title-less Flair? When all of this finally took place under Ole Anderson in July, the post-title change in direction for both Sting and Flair left a lot to be desired.
Well, yes, and yes. No, absolutely he was going to win it. That was the whole fucking disaster of the thing. When they jerked him off that cage and lands, he tears his fucking knee up. That tore up everything that they had for the title for the rest of the year, really, because Flair had determined, and he was the booker and also the champion, that Sting was that they wanted him. Hurd was constantly pressuring Flair to either drop the belt, retire. Finally, he ran him off. Flair just quit and said, "Fuck you, I'm leaving." But Flair determined that Sting was the guy that probably should carry it, that was somewhat more popular, who's a more natural babyface, and that way Lex, could be the heel challenger, the young blood that they wanted to push, right? So he was going to put it on Sting at Wrestle War in February, and 2 weeks beforehand, Sting tears his knee up. So that's why overnight, basically, he told me and Kevin that night, he said, well, tomorrow on the way to we were in Corpus Christi, so we were going somewhere else in Texas. We'll figure out what to fucking do. But apparently, unless one of us can suddenly drop down and shit a top babyface superstar, we're turning Luger. And that's what he had to do, but he didn't want to put the belt on Lex because he had promised it to Sting, and he still felt like Sting should have it. So Luger was the stopgap measure, turned babyface there with only 2 weeks' notice, but at the same time, as we mentioned, Lex was a better, more natural heel. So then finally, by the time Sting was ready to go in July, Hurd had fucked with Flair even more. Flair had already quit the booking committee because of him. He was about ready to quit the company because of him. And so, with Ole being we had gone from the time that Sting blew his knee when Flair was the booker, they'd already gone through another booking committee when Flair quit, and then Hurd had named Ole as booker. So they'd already had two different directions by the summertime. So Ole came in without any regard for anything that anybody thought of beforehand and just started doing shit on his own base with what he had. So Flair did drop the title to Sting because he promised, but then Ole didn't know what the fuck to do from there. And the problem was whenever Flair wrestled Sting, it drew, and whenever Flair wrestled Luger, it drew, but whenever Sting wrestled Luger, it didn't draw.
I think one of the biggest mistakes, if not the biggest, of the Flair booking run was not putting the title on Luger at Wrestle War 90.
It may have been because it left Lex, as they say, flattered a plate full of piss. It may have been better to switch it then, but at the time, and that's when the promise meant something like, we're going to make this guy the next fucking guy. And so Rick was saving it for Sting.
Because you still could have done that. You could have had Luger win it, in the name of Sting, who he had formerly been aligned with. They did Crockett Cup 88. They won that together. And then when Sting's ready to come back and he's going to get his well-deserved title shot, Luger turns on him. And then you still have heel Luger, babyface Sting.
Well, but then the problem is Sting has to beat Luger for the title. And at that time, not only would have been not the match that Sting and Flair would have been, but also beating Ric Flair for the world title still meant a lot more than beating Lex Luger for the world title.
True. I mean, of course, you could have had Flair at ringside for that match or something and saying, you beat Luger, but you never beat me, and you could build up to a big match with them. But to the other point of this question, that was the long-term plan for Sting. What was the plan for Flair after he lost the title to Sting?
Well, he would have been, obviously, they would have gone around with rematches, as always happens, and then Luger would have got a chance, and who knows? Basically, it would have been however long it took for the shit to start not drawing, and they decided to put the belt back on Flair, because that many times did they do that? So it would have been basically until they fucked up some other facet of the business that caused ratings to go down and shit not to draw, and then they said, well, let's put it back on Flair, because that's what they did for the next 5 fucking years.